having them on. We have EOS Gravity coming up from Shanghai, China. They should be on here in just a moment. What are your thoughts, Blue Jays?
Yeah, like you said, they're entrepreneurs, right? And they're trying stuff, and things may not be perfect. Oh, look who we have! We have Joe and Myra from EOS Gravity in China. Guys, I don't think we can hear your voice at the moment, but hello.
Hello.
Hey guys,
Hello,
great to have you.
Kevin. Hello, Blue Jays. I have been practiced like 55 times already.
Yeah, the butterflies are no longer here in our stomachs, so hopefully you guys are feeling good as well. We don't see that huge EOS Gravity banner in the background that you were talking about.
Unfortunately, we didn't have time to get it ready.
That's all right.
Hey guys,
You
so
have
it's
like 2 hours. Are you tired?
oh no, we're not tired. We love talking EOS. I don't know. I think Kevin feels the same way.
I can go for hours and hours. Yeah, Blue Jays knows more than anybody. I'm sure you guys can too as well. And thank you. What is it? What time is it there right now? 7 in the morning, a little past 7.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on so early and being ready for this interview. We're excited. The community is very excited to hear from you guys. All kinds of rumors and some idea of what you guys are doing, and we'd love to find out more. Can you guys just give us a basic intro about yourselves and EOS Gravity?
Okay. So as the first candidate to be as a VP interviewer, so we decided to make it more not so serious because I'm really afraid people getting boring of all things. So we make it more easily, but we will cover all the points. And we're here to represent the gravity. So
Introduce us.
let me start with the team.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So here, we're based in Shanghai. We basically have 14 full-time members, and everyone is important. Here, I'm going to mention the 4 core members. Let's start with the CEO. His name is Ocean. Ocean. So he established Gravity in 2017 September, and right now, at this moment, is already having over 100,000 members. I mean, community members. It's
Wow.
really
Wow.
a lot. It's really a lot.
That's a lot.
Because we have a lot of full-time workers manage the group. Like we have 500 groups. Every group have 500 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're managing the group. We're giving the info every day. So the member is expanding really fast. So anyway, Ocean is the core here. So we are everyone relying on him. Second person I'm going to introduce is the co-founder. His name is Peter. So I make example to not get it bored. Say if Ocean himself is a Superman, this Peter is Batman because he is man who have resources of VC. Right now, soon you will see the list of our investor. Peter himself is the co-founder and director of the Water Job Capital, which already invest in us. So he's the one who have resources. And third person I'm gonna introduce is Joseph.
Yeah.
You do it yourself.
I will introduce myself. So I'm Italian, and I'm in China from 5 years already. I had time to study the Chinese culture in these 5 years, and I've been working with a lot of big companies like Tencent. It's a really big company in China. You probably already heard of it.
Yep.
I'm in the blockchain market from a while, and I've joined the EOS community more actively from January, as you guys from Google. And I founded EOS Link with the goal of helping other communities, and now that's how I'm in Gravity. I'm taking care of BP strategy and operations.
Okay. Last, the most, Myra. So I used to be a police officer in the truth
Wow.
office, the Kung Fu stuff.
Kung Fu.
Kung Fu stuff. Yeah, and after I started as a serious entrepreneur, I own a few companies in China. And last year I joined the cryptocurrency market. Yeah, because I know that few, I'm not saying now, but few women join this market or they start up. I try to be more special. Right now in Gravity, I take care of contact the community overseas. I'm the leader of overseas business development manager. Okay, that's the team. and everyone is important. But we're gonna to release our, profile.
All the rest of the team is going to be into the introduction paper that we're going to publish in a few hours.
In 2 hours.
A few hours. Okay, cool.
Oh, wow. Great.
Are you guys putting, is it going up on Steam, the introduction paper?
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
Could you guys tell us a little bit about the overall mission that Gravity is going to bring to the table?
Yeah. So you want to explain or?
You can go and I will add, please.
Yeah. So basically, first of all, our main goal is to do new applications to help the community grow, to help the platform grow, right? So what we want to do, first of all, it's helping the platform of EOS getting stronger and bigger. So our goal, that's why we're having investors and everything, because we want to make our community stronger, bigger, but also finding new resources and helping other people developing their own ideas. So that it's the creation of new dApps, and it's the first priority of Gravity.
We're focused on ecosystem of the EOS platform.
Yeah. Then we plan to make the community bigger and explain to the people how to join EOS and all the things for newcomers.
Okay.
What kind of program do you guys have going right now in terms of community engagement or projects you guys are working on?
Okay. So, because as you can see, we have a lot of groups. We every day have translators. We're publishing news. So we have a division into few stage. For the beginner, we have a kindergarten project. Like, the people who want to buy, like, everyone say, I can buy coin, I can be rich, but they don't know how to buy and where to buy. So we have a kindergarten base. Every day release news, just basic information, like where to buy, how to make a wallet for the kindergarten. The second, we have a team, we can analyze the graph. So it's for the beginner who don't know to buy, they can have a look about our information. So this is that second stage. Another one, to technology person, we try, just like you, we try to do a lot of offline technology training, offline developer training.
Activities where we teach developers how to do smart contracts in the EOS platform.
Yeah, so this is to beginner, green hands, normal people, and technology person. We're all of them. So we try to be really active in the group.
Oh, that's amazing. So you guys are already working on these community engagement sort of initiatives.
Yeah, right. And we're also doing some meetups, but we started recently, and the first one was last week. Not really the first one, but the biggest one. And I sent also the link to Kevin last week, but it's in a Chinese platform, so I guess it's difficult to watch it from the US, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed the live stream, unfortunately, and I didn't see a recording, but I would have enjoyed seeing it. Was it in Shanghai that you guys had the meetup?
No, that one was in Shenzhen.
Shenzhen. Okay. Interesting. And then when you talk about all the members of your groups, where are all these members? Are they, you don't have Facebook, you're not using, where are the members of your groups?
Yeah, because here we use different platforms. So like we don't have Facebook, we don't use so much LinkedIn, even if there is LinkedIn. And Twitter, we don't use it, but like we have Weibo and WeChat, etc. So everything is still there. Like, for example, myself, I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn, etc. But all of them are like, they don't use all of this platform.
Yeah, we don't use this platform, so you guys cannot log in.
Yeah, we need to use VPN in order to connect to all the foreign services.
Yeah, it's difficult for most of Chinese people here. We cannot use it.
Interesting. Yeah, so let's move on a little bit, guys. The hardware that you guys are running, I know, Myra, this is your favorite topic. Do you have any idea about the hardware of the VPs? I was just kidding. I know it's not your favorite topic.
Okay. So I will talk about this. First of all, right now in the testnet, we are just using IEC2 server like every other BP, basically, and 8 cores, 32 gigabytes. But the most important thing, I guess, the community want to know, it's our plan for the future, right? So we have a full plan, which is going to be published today, together with the introduction. But I will try to explain it in an easy way right now. So by June, we're going to have a IDC architecture, which is basically a bare metal architecture, which is going to be located probably in Shanghai, running together with a backup architecture in a cloud server, EC2. This cloud server is going to be located outside of China because we want to be certain to have a different jurisdiction for each architecture we're running. Then in the future, our goal is to have different IDC architecture located in different parts of the world. And we already plan to put one in Canada and probably one in Japan and China. So our main goal, we start in June with one IDC architecture, which is a bare metal architecture. And we're going to slowly upgrade it together with our cloud server. And once the revenue of the BP starts to arrive, we're going to upgrade all of the architecture into bare metal.
Okay.
So it's a little bit boring, I guess. But
Let me conclude. I mean, we're going to have a lot of server in different places in case one crash, and we have all the rest.
Okay.
So it's a fulfillment plan.
Yeah, and all the information, technical information, are going to be released later.
Yeah.
Is that going to be with the information that you release later today?
Yes.
Excellent.
When it comes to views on, and also you mentioned when the EOS tokens start to come in, when the revenue comes in from the inflation, what about backers or investors that you currently have? You have a huge team and you guys are very coordinated. Can you talk more about that?
Okay, so the list of the investor, like we have like few, will come out later. I will reply this question of the affiliation with investor. We already confirmed with our team, which the investor, they will not care about the BP revenue after. What the investor really care is after, you know, in the debt, if I come out new debt, they have new chance first and fast to know this project. So they can
the first chance to invest into new projects.
Yep, and they can know them fast. So it's called first investment chance. This what they care more about.
So basically the investors are not in for the BP revenues, but are in more for the community of our community, EOS Gravity growing, and for getting into certain depths that we're going to promote in the future earlier than other people.
So that's we confirm that they're more focused on the new project, which is also good for the project, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. A lot of folks had questions about that, how the investors would be reimbursed. It sounds like it will not be from the revenue of the block producer. The money will be funneled back into the community to create new projects, new dApps, and then the investors will be able to receive some part of that, those dApps, it sounds like. So the community wins and the investors as well.
Yes.
Exactly. Or they can invest more into the new dApps.
They have a chance to know.
And speaking of dApp developers, do you guys have any affiliations with dApp developers that are already in the community?
So at the moment, we have some affiliation, but some dApp developers came to find us, and we're working with them, but we're still not ready to, publish them until they have their project ready. And like we said before, we're already investing. We plan to invest more people because we have a personal fund dedicated to investing into dApp developers.
This personal fund, let me add, I remember, it's like a personal fund we already have. It's like angel investor funding. It's our own. Like let's say a person who have a lot of US, person who have a lot of Bitcoin. This kind of angel investor is our own funding. We're basically using this one to support the developer.
Yeah. Is this like a VC fund, something like that?
Yeah. It's more like a VC angel.
Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to help them with our resources, like introducing them to new VC that we know, or like helping them to get more popular, etc. Thanks to the investor that we got.
Yeah, it's called make them come out faster, because maybe like you see here we have a keep saying the ecosystem. We have a kindergarten and training, technology training, and here have like a incubator. So we basically make this project like add in our turtling it app, so we make it faster, put them online faster. We have resources. Also, the VC have resources to make them into the list faster.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot of benefits.
Yeah. So you're incubating.
Yeah, incubate them.
Very
I
good.
have to say that, Myra, I like your style. You guys are very enthusiastic for 7 in the morning. You guys are fun to talk to. Thank you for being the first ever block producer candidate on the show.
Already did 50 push-up to be adrenaline.
Did you beat Joe in push-ups?
I do myself.
I didn't do one.
You didn't do a single one?
I say I'm the worst.
Right, what I would do.
Oh, man.
All the time.
Well, thank you guys for leading the charge here in terms of answering tough questions and coming out first here. And of course, other block producers, you're welcome to apply and be on the show. We have a couple questions about we would like your opinions on dividends for voters, right? And some people call this buying votes or kickbacks. There's a different terms for it, but in the end, it basically says it's a block producer saying to voters, if you vote for us, we will give you some percentage of the tokens back to you. Now, we have a lot of questions from the community about EOS Gravity's stance on dividends for voters.
It's really a good
So,
question.
first of all, I will reply in an easy way. We are neutral. Now I will kind of elaborate.
Could you repeat that, Joe?
We're neutral.
Neutral. In
Oh,
the middle.
neutral. Okay, great.
So we're going to move forward to what the people think. Like, we're going to listen to our community, right? And we're going to listen to what the Constitution says. Our main goal right now is to make the platform better, right? So to make new dApps and to help the community grow, to teach new people, newcomers, etc. Right? This is our main goal. Then the secondary goal, or you can say secondary, tertiary, etc., is going to be to listen to the community, right? If the community say, "Hey, we want some dividends or something, right, from after I vote for you," or if the Constitution allows this kind of like dividends, okay, we are going to proceed and give them what is remaining from what we're going to have from the BP revenues. But if the Constitution disagrees with this kind of movement, and if the community don't want it, we're not going to proceed. So if there is a clear rule saying that you cannot give 1% to your voters back, we are not going to do it. So for example, before I was talking to Kevin from EOS New York, and he sent me a link saying that Thomas Cox already confirmed that there is going to be a rule saying that we disagree. It's not going to be allowed to give back to the voters. If that is the case, we're not going to give back to the voters.
Okay. I think it's fair.
Yeah, and the first thing is still going to be to make the platform better. Anything remaining is going to be for, if it's going to be allowed for the voters.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I think that's very clear. I don't think we need to harp on it even more, but we can move on to about the views that you guys have for the 6 months lockup for voting. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. 6 months, I think it's not a perfect time, but it's still there is nothing perfect, right? But I also think that 6 months is really important, or anyway, a long term is important because it makes the vote count. Like when I'm going to vote for someone, I will think about it. I will think, is it going to benefit the platform? Because I cannot use this token anymore, right? And it's important to have a lockup for a certain period because otherwise everyone will vote and keep back their vote the day after. And it's also important for us block producers because if we know that there is a 6 month lockup, even if you can't change vote, there is more of a certainty that you're going to stay in that position for kind of a long time.
Okay. Otherwise, everyone, today I want the car, I take my token. I think 6 months, nothing's perfect, but it's okay. 6 months.
That's
okay.
You guys are you share a lot of the same opinions of many other block producers and of the community as well. What other affiliations? You mentioned EOS New York. What other affiliations do you guys have with block producers?
At the moment, like, we don't have any profit affiliation, and we're not planning to have any profit affiliation. But like, we plan to make the community bigger, right? And we plan to participate more to the with the community. So we plan to have affiliation in the future. And we stand to be a more connected platform and community, like I was saying. And I think that all the BPs should communicate and keep in touch with each other. At the moment, EOS Link, which is founded by me, like I was saying before, is providing help to EOS Gravity on the block producing side. And many other block producers are already doing the same. Like a big shout out to Eric from EOS SE for always being online and helping people, from the community testnet. And also, we hope to communicate and contact more EOS New York and other block producers.
That's awesome. And you guys are obviously in the community testnet and making that work. What do you guys think is the biggest hurdle for EOS to get a mass adoption in your geographic region, but in general as a whole? We'd like to hear, and what is EOS Gravity going to do to help that?
Yeah, I think that the biggest hurdle should be more of in the world, because actually we're all in the same situation. The governments talk bad about blockchain, right? The society think bad about blockchain. It's not a lot about EOS, but if we can create good applications which normal people, common people use, and they don't notice that they are using a decentralized application or they're using an EOS built application, then that is the way that we can have massive adoption. If, for example, Uber is being built on EOS, everyone is using it, and then suddenly they say, hey, how did they build this application, right? They will start to inform themselves, understand it's built on EOS, understand it's a blockchain, right? And then after, more people are going to start using EOS and other blockchains. But yeah, the main goal right now for us, BP and others, I think, is to create great applications that people
benefit.
That can benefit everyone. Then massive adoption will come with it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
So this is like an example which I prepared. When we think about destruction, you think about if you're in a subway station, you saw that person, you see this person, they don't know about blockchain. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't know. Like an example is it was a New Year, maybe 1 month before. I was going in my hometown, and my mom is asking what are you doing recently? I say, I know I have Bitcoin and blockchain, and they're really worried. They're thinking I'm doing something scam, okay? Because they say it's okay if you women don't earn money, you can marry someone. Don't do this anymore, like this, okay? So the masses still have a misunderstanding about the thing what we're doing right now. Yeah. I was in food in Friday, and people is asking, what's your job? What's your job? I say, I'm a blockchain, etc. And they just say, anyway, it's going to be end later. It's going to fail soon. It's a burst. It's a bubble, etc. So everyone's saying like this, like normal person around us, they think like this. So
it's going to create a new perception. That's it.
I know what you mean too. It's hard to explain to people exactly what we're doing, right? It's hard to sum it up in 2 or 3 sentences. Some people can say, oh, I'm an accountant, or I'm this or that, right? When it comes to blockchain, there is no easy way to really describe it quite yet. That's also hard in China, huh?
Yeah, it is.
And then, so we'd like to move on towards wrapping up, I guess, so Joe, thank you for doing the EOS link as well. It sounds like you're trying to link the English speaking communities and the Chinese communities so that we're all able to communicate more effectively and learn more about each other.
Yeah,
And Italian speaking communities.
And
that in the future.
as many as possible, right? Maybe half the world. But thank you for doing that. And also, what are the next steps for English speaking communities or anyone really to get involved with EOS Gravity, to learn more? What should we do?
So just today we made our Twitter public just before our live, and we just created Steemit, and we're going to start to post on that regularly. So I will send you the link once it's all ready, and people can follow us there. Steemit and Twitter.
It's like before, everyday our current job before is kind of translate the English of news to China part. Right now, we try to also give our news back to overseas.
Yeah.
So we try to be more decentralized community.
Nice. I like it. Well,
it was a pleasure having you guys on. It was amazing.
Joe, I'd recommend you should go start doing some push-ups. Otherwise, Myra might beat you in an arm wrestle, and that wouldn't be cool. So, yeah, we'll let you guys get off camera before you start doing push-ups, though.
I would like to add one more thing on the voting, because I know that it's a really big matter. Everyone wants to know. Right?
It is.
So I want to clarify that there are a lot of VPs right now coming out that stand for giving dividends of 50%, 75%, and everything,
yes.
right? So I think for EOS Gravity that this kind of action is wrong. Like we cannot let people have this kind of dividend power to the community.
It is.
Because it's kind of a way of stealing power.
It is.
Once you see this kind of VPs giving 75% or 50% back to the people who voted them, they're basically keeping the power to stay in the top 21 block producers forever if there wasn't governance, right?
Yeah.
Because in this kind of situation, everyone will vote for them. They will have a bunch of votes. They will always be there first, right? And they will not do nothing for the community, because what they will use the revenues for is going to be for paying off the voters, right? And keep back something for themselves. And then they will continue doing this every single month. But luckily we have a governance system, and we can keep them out.
I also think so. Like, we are Gravity. We already did a lot day and night, manage the group, giving info, helping the kindergarten, giving the graph analyzed. We did so much, and other people say, "I will give you 80%." Everyone running away. So it's kind of
and it's even questionable whether or not that business model is going to be financially viable as well too. So
that's great that thank you guys for issuing such a strong stance about that from EOS Gravity. That's reassuring to hear for a lot of folks in the community, and I know a lot of folks will be very excited to read your Steemit post later on today, and I know I'll be checking it out as well. So thank you for showing us more about EOS Gravity. It's a real pleasure having you guys on.
Thanks, Joe and Myra.
And all members, thanks for the invitation, and it's an honor. Remember to say that. Okay.
What was that again?
I'm going to represent all the team, all the members of community to thanks for your invitation.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
really?
Myra.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Great to meet you guys. Have a good day.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
So we're going to move forward to the news, the EOS news. We already talked a little bit about it. When we were going over with Eric, we talked about the John Oliver situation, a little bit about Binance as well. Let's go ahead and turn back around to that. Blue Jays, let's do a couple thoughts though from EOS Gravity. What are you thinking?
I think they're great people. I mean, they couldn't have chose better representatives to represent EOS Gravity. They're saying the right things as well. I think it's going to be a relief for a lot of the community to hear certain things that they've said, especially with their stance on buying votes. Also that they will respect the Constitution, and also what they're doing for their community. So they are already sort of having initiatives where they're incubating people, as Mira put it, and I think that means a lot in their part of the world where they're doing a lot of education for people who may not know. Um, they're doing a lot of education, it seems like.
Sure. And also the way that they're obviously a very serious block producer candidate, and they brought in extra money from outside, and they've also figured out a way to reward those investors without having to kick back any rewards from the actual revenue of the block producer, from the inflation. So I think that's a wonderful way they've set it up. That's interesting to me. I'm also I should mention that we did talk to them before the actual show. We brought up the regulations issue, and we would rather not talk about that, ideally. So that is why we avoided those topics, in case you're wondering. So of course, that will be more prominent for everybody coming up in the next few months. As of right now, it wasn't a valid topic, or we just weren't able to talk about it quite like we wanted to. But we thank EOS Gravity for answering all the questions that they did. It was great getting a clear stance on all their different parts of their block producer candidacy.